The year is 1935. For the second year in a row, a massive dust storm is ravaging the Great Plains. The winds are so strong that they pick up dirt and debris and form giant dust clouds that can blot out the sun. People are forced to wear masks over their mouths and noses to filter the air. Schools are shut down, and entire towns are evacuated. This natural disaster would come to be known as the Dust Bowl, and today we're going to look at how people survived it. The Dust Bowl lasted for a decade and saw millions of acres of American farmland turn to dust. It was the worst ecological disaster in American history, and it displaced hundreds of thousands of people, who were known as Okies because Oklahoma was the epicenter of the disaster. But people didn't just stay put and take the disaster head-on. Many people packed up and left, heading west to California in search of a better life. But the journey was long and hard, and many families didn't make it. Those that did often found that things weren't as easy as they had hoped. The competition for jobs and housing was fierce, and many returned home soon after. But there were also those who persevered. Many of the migrants who headed to California were African American families who had been sharecropping on Oklahoma farms. When the disaster hit, many of them couldn't afford to leave, and those that did were often met with hostility and racism when they arrived in California. But they found work and a place to live, and many ended up staying in California for good. One such family was the Lloyd family. They had been sharecropping in Oklahoma for years, but when the Dust Bowl hit, they knew they had to leave. So they packed up their belongings and headed to California. The journey was long and hard, but they made it. And in time, they found work and a place to live, and their children were able to attend school. The Lloyds were one of the lucky ones. Not all families were able to make it out of the Dust Bowl alive. In 1937, a massive dust storm hit the town of Stratford, Texas. The storm was so bad that it killed hundreds of cattle and buried entire farms under dust. Many families were forced to abandon their homes, and some never made it out. One of those families was the Bell family. Their farm was buried under a massive dust cloud, and they were forced to flee. Sadly, they never made it out alive. Their bodies were found in their car, suffocated by the dust. The Dust Bowl was a terrible tragedy, but it also showed the resilience of the human spirit. In the face of impossible odds, ordinary people did extraordinary things to survive. They fled their homes and headed west, braving the elements and the hostility of strangers to find a better life. And though many of them didn't make it, those that did were able to start new lives in a new place. If you want to learn more about the Dust Bowl, there are plenty of resources available. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go. It's raining cats and dogs outside, and I don't want to get wet.